Hi, my name is Ben Riles, and today we're going to be talking about the 80s. More specifically, this guy. And trust me, you've all heard his voice. Even more specifically, we're going to be talking about his band Genesis, and a song they released in 1986 called Land of Confusion, and how it comments on the political climate of the Reagan era and the height of the Cold War. I'll let you figure out who this is.
Good night, honey.
Sweet dreams, dear.
The lyrics here describe someone, assumably Collins or Rutherford, experiencing nightmares of people screaming. This protagonist then wakes up to hear soldiers moving into the streets. In 1986, when the song was released, Ronald Reagan and President of the USSR, Gorbachev, met in Iceland to discuss removal of nuclear missile arsenals from Europe. This meeting famously ended in flying accusations, which worsened USSR and US relations. This without a doubt inspired the lyrics to the song. The light could represent a danger that the protagonist sees coming over the horizon, one he continues to see in his dreams or nightmares.
There's too many men, too many people, making too many problems, and not much love to go around. Can't see this is a land of confusion.
The too many men in this verse refer to the massive amounts of politicians on both sides of the Cold War conflict, and the massive amounts of American conservatives backing the war to ridiculous heights.
Both sides developed nuclear arsenals, the Soviets initially with the help of spies who stole American secrets. Eventually, the nuclear arsenals were so big that the US and USSR agreed on a strategy appropriately called MAD, which stood for Mutually Assured Destruction.
The last two lines of the third verse allude to the lack of love on display between people of power. Hate, jealousy, rivalry, greed, and pride seem to be exemplified by these leaders. But arguably the most important qualities for a leader, such as compassion, understanding, and love, seem to be devoid from those of the day.
This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we give up. Use them, let's start trying to make it a place worth living in. Superman, where are you now? When everything's gone wrong somehow. The men of steel, men of power, losing control by the hour.
The lyricist, Rutherford, is referring to the term helping hand. He wishes for all of us to lend a hand in alleviating the world from war and conflict. The Superman line has many interpretations. However, the most popular analysis states that Superman refers to the role the government should be playing, as opposed to the men of power, which is what the government actually demonstrates. Instead of helping people, feeding the poor, educating our children, the state is too concerned with fighting a senseless war and proving some self-righteous point. I won't be analyzing the next verse. I'll let Mr. Collins speak for himself.
When the sun
Let's not make America the land of confusion. Remember what the government should be doing.